Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So, let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor and coach. And before we dive into today's episode, I just want to remind you all of the services that we provide here at Life After Plus One. And you may think, what do I need someone to help me with my single parent journey for? I know what I'm doing. But the thing is, when you're a single parent, you're dealing with emotions and challenges that you've never dealt with in your life. No one goes into a relationship and plans to end it or plans to break up and plans for it to just go to the shit. And when you do, you're dealing with a breakup of a different kind. It's not like you can just leave this person and block them and you can go your separate ways. This person who you quite possibly hate more than anyone in your life is now got to continually stay in your life. And now you've got to manage a relationship with someone that you dislike, and you've got to be kind for them or kind to them for your most favorite people ever, who are your kids. And it's not easy. How do you handle those emotions of a breakup and then parent when you're trying to be on top of your game and you're trying to be emotionally switched on and happy and positive, but then you're dealing with this arsehole of a person that you don't want to have anything to do with and is dragging you through the mud and is trying to make you feel like shit? It's a whole lot of emotions that you just don't know and you don't plan for and you don't expect until you're actually in the thick of it. And you're like, holy fuck, what do I do? That's what I'm here for at Life After Plus One. If you're needing some support or some advice or some guidance, that's what I'm here for. Because I've been there. I have walked in your shoes. And I know what it's like to be going through a horrific breakup and you're just got no clue on what to do. You feel like you've got no support and it's hard and it's really challenging. So that's why I started Life After Plus One, and that's why I have the podcast and my coaching services available. So if you do struggle and you want some extra support and help, and getting that support and help is nothing to be frowned upon. Everyone in life has a business coach or a sports coach or a mentor of some kind to help them get through what they're going through in that period. So if you're struggling in your single parent journey, there is no shame in getting someone to help you get through it. And it's okay. And for those of you who I understand as a single parent, you're on a tighter budget. You don't have hundreds of dollars to fork out on someone to help you get through something when you're already struggling financially. So I do have those ebooks available, which are just a small cost. We've got the ones that are $4 and you've got a couple that are at $7.99. So they're available on the website. And you've also got coaching services available where I can do it online, I can chat to you, and there's a free discovery call available as well. So I can see where you're at and where you're looking at going and what you need some extra support with. So the option of paying it in full with PayPal, and I do have payment plans available for those that need it. Because myself, who has been in your shoes, like I said, I know what it's like to struggle financially when you just need help, but you can't even afford to pay for that help. So if you are in that situation, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, send me an email, contact me through my website, and let's see what we can make happen for you. And on that note, I want to dive straight into today's episode, which is talking about you and who looks after you. Who looks after you when you're running at 100 miles an hour, trying to get the kids ready for school, after school activities, work, housework, running errands for the house, doing everything for everyday living, paying your bills, getting the lawn sorted, groceries, everything else. When do you get time to stop, and who is looking after you? That's what we're going to talk about. Because in our journey of being a single parent, it's quite easy, well, it's extremely easy to neglect your own needs. You get put on the back burner because you're busy trying to look after your kids and get everything done for them. And you're just feeling like you're treading water and you're just staying afloat. and you're thinking, well, holy fuck, there's no time to do anything for me. It's just not possible. But you've got to. You've got to look after you. You've got to find a way. And it is possible, and there are ways. And it at times it may even feel selfish to put your needs first when you've got so many other things to do. You feel like you've just got to keep working so you can keep earning money so you can pay your bills, or you can try get ahead, or you can earn a bit of extra money so you can take the kids out on the weekend. And you don't have time to stop. Now, we all need to get our needs met in some way. It's just part of being human. So if you're not looking after yourself in a healthy way, then you'll find yourself falling back on self-sabotaging habits as an alternative way to get your needs met. And you don't do it intentionally. It's not done purposefully. Maybe you're just feeling sad and lonely. So you will just sit down on the lounge and binge watch movies all night and eat chocolate or ice cream. Or you might find you're getting your needs met when you're feeling sad and depressed. So you'll just sit around and have a few glasses of wine or drink a few beers. Or maybe you may even have more than a few. Or maybe you will get your needs met by spending excessively as a way to make yourself feel good. And these are all things that people do unconsciously of trying to make themselves feel better. And sometimes people are aware of this, that what they're doing in the moment, and quite often they're not. But it's a self-sabotaging habit that you fall back on as a way to make yourself feel good because you're not doing anything else to look after yourself. So you need to work out in yourself, do you want to feel good? And if you do you want to just have a quick temporary fix that's going to make you feel good in that moment? Then maybe the next day you'll look back and go, shit, I should have eaten all of that, or I shouldn't have spent all that money, or I shouldn't have had that big night out where I drank so much. I mean, it's okay to do these things once in a while. It's okay to splurge. I'm not saying completely deprive yourself, but don't constantly fall back on those habits as a way to make yourself feel good. And if you're looking at ways to make you feel better and looking after your needs in a healthy way, you're more inclined to not want to fall back on these other habits that are not so healthy. Like, for example, if maybe you get up early in the morning and you go for a walk, or you can squeeze in a quick gym workout or a yoga practice or something that can make you mentally feel good, then you are going to be less inclined to want to fall back on something negative because your needs are getting met. You're doing something where you're looking after you. And if you're looking after you in an unhealthy way, how is that going to impact your parenting style, do you think? If you're looking after yourself in negative ways, it's clearly going to have a negative impact on your emotions and your mood. So this is why it's so important to make the time to look after you. Because if you're not doing it, then who is? Who's going to look after you? There's no one here holding our hand saying, hey, you've got to go to the gym, or hey, you've got to go for a walk, or hey, get those chips out of your mouth. What are you doing? And we all do it. We all get in that phase. Like we might wake up one morning and think, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym today. Or you might plan it for the next day. You might plan, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. And then you wake up early in the morning. It's like, oh, no, it's cold. I'm just going to go stay in bed. I'm not going to do that. And that's sabotaging yourself. But you know, if you just got up and put your shoes on, you would feel better at the end of it. You would feel better. I mean, obviously you've got to put your gym clothes on too, not just your shoes. But it's about how you feel. When you're doing something to make you feel better, that's not done in a healthy way, whether it be binge eating or binge drinking or partying or excessive spending or something along those lines, you'll feel good in that moment. And then later down the track, you'll have the opposite effect and start feeling shit and start questioning why you did that and start doubting your decisions and questioning yourself. But if you started looking after yourself in healthy ways, you would question yourself in the moment. Why am I doing this? I don't have time. I don't have time to go for a walk. I'm just going to stay in bed, or I'm just going to lie here and finish this Netflix series. So when you're doing a healthy option to look after yourself, at the end of it, you will feel good. But at the start of it, you'll try to talk yourself out of it. You'll try to sabotage yourself. But when you're taking on those self-sabotaging habits, in that moment, you'll feel good. But once it's done, you'll think, what the fuck was I doing? Why did I do that? And then when you do that, it messes with your head. It messes with your emotional and mental state. And then you will get the shits on yourself. You'll be hard on yourself. Oh, why did I do that for? And then it's this constant yo-yo cycle of trying to be good. And then you easily fall back into that self-sabotaging style. So to avoid this pattern, you need to start really allocating time to look after you. Because it's not just about making time to go to the gym, and it's not about just losing weight. It's about feeling good in yourself, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling like you've got purpose again. And when you feel good, you parent much better and you live your life a lot better. You look happier, you're more confident. And when you're feeling better in yourself, you've also got a much better chance at dating. Because when you're happy and positive, that's an attractive quality in someone that people want to see when they go out on a date. You're not going to attract someone if you're just being negative and down and your mood swings are up and down because you're constantly doing these self-sabotaging things as a way to make you feel good because you feel like you don't have time to do anything else. You feel like you don't have the time to look after yourself in a more beneficial way. But it doesn't take allocating an hour a day to look after yourself. It doesn't take spending heaps of money to look after yourself. Because let's be honest, if you're worried about money that you're going to spend to look after yourself, does that equal up the amount of money that you'd be wasting on junk food that you don't have to be spending? Does that equal the amount of money that you'd be spending on wine or beer or anything else when you could be putting that money towards maybe a gym membership or new running shoes or even towards a holiday, because that'll make you feel good. It's about getting rid of those small little habits that'll make you feel good in that moment, but afterwards you look back and you feel shit. And as a single parent, it's so important to do things that make you feel good, can empower you on your single parent journey, because that's what Life After Plus One is about. We're wanting to see you find the positive in this situation. We're getting rid of that negative connotation or that ugly stigma that comes with being a single parent. We don't want that anymore. We want you to look at your situation as a way to grow and a way to better yourself. It's about finding the positives in what's happened. And for some who are quite new in this journey, it's hard. You're thinking, what fucking positive? I've just broken up. He's screwed over my life. She's taken all my money, whatever situation is. And you might think, there's no positive in this. That what actually happened to you in the breakup, no, it probably isn't a positive. Well, it wouldn't be a positive. But you can take a positive away from it. So I'm not saying your relationship was good, your breakup was good. I'm saying what you can take away from it is good. Take away something that you can do to better yourself and use this time to find ways to make you feel good in healthy ways. And again, when I say healthy ways, it's not just about going to the gym and losing weight. It's about doing things that will mentally and emotionally make you feel good. Even if it's just having a laugh, watching a funny series that will make you laugh. That is something that will make you feel good. But maybe don't binge on the chocolate and the alcohol while you're doing that, because that won't. Now, everyone in life has their own interests and their own passions, and whatever it is that they like to do, whether it's fishing, whether it's a specific sport, running, camping, holidaying, or just spending time with friends. Any of those things are things that will make you feel good in a positive way. So don't try and sit there and think, I don't have time for me. I can't allocate this. I work full time and then I'm coming home. I'm looking after the kids, dinner routine, everything else. There's always something you can do for you. Always. And you need to look after you. You've got to fill up your cup to make yourself feel good. Because if you don't do it, then who is? Who's going to look after you? Because there's going to be a point in time, if you're not looking after yourself, you're going to crash and burn. Your body's going to make you stop in some way. And usually when it does, it's not in a good way. So take the time to look after yourself now. Otherwise, your body will tell you, hey, you've gone too far. You need to stop. and it'll give you a message to let you know that your body needs a break. So start by looking after you in small little doses at a time. If you feel like you can't allocate any specific large time frames or a specific amount of money towards looking after you, then find maybe 5-10 minutes in your day, even if it's just reading a book before you go to bed. That's your way of just clocking off and having time to yourself without the kids nagging in your ears. Even if it's just listening to a podcast in the car or even putting one on when you're cooking. There's so many things that you can do. So next time you're reaching for a chocolate bar or you're walking into the bottle shop thinking, I'm just going to sit down and have a few beers tonight, and it's becoming a regular habit. If it's a once-off thing or every now and then, yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't completely deprive yourself. But if it's becoming a regular habit where it's something you're doing on a nightly basis or very frequently, then next time you do it, stop and think to yourself, okay, what can I replace this habit with? And is this habit making me feel good afterwards? And another thing you can ask yourself, how much money am I spending on this habit that I can maybe put towards something better, that I can put towards a holiday for my kids? So you might be in a position where you think, fuck, I'd love to take them away, or I'd love to do this, but I've just got no money. But meanwhile, here you are spending $100 a week on alcohol or cigarettes or shopping or whatever else. Is that money that you can cut back on to do something, to create fun experiences with your kids, and then use that money for that? And then find another way to look after yourself. Sit outside in nature. That in itself is a feel-good place. Just sit outside. If you're working all the time, you have a full-time job and you don't have time, get outside the office during your lunch break. Sit in a park, go to the beach, sit by the water, sit somewhere where you can just mentally clock off from everything and you can have your time. Have your lunch and then just sit there in peace and quiet, or read a book, or do whatever. But it was just a short little episode today just to remind you to look after you. And when you are looking after you, make sure you're looking after you in a healthy way that's making you feel good. Not in a way that's making you feel good for maybe 10-15 minutes in the moment and then the next day you'll feel shit. Try avoid things that make you feel good for just a short period of time. Replace them with things that will make you feel good on a more ongoing basis. And then when you start to do it and then you start to enjoy it, you realize how good it feels and how good you feel. And you'll want to keep that habit going. So just remember how important it is to look after you. And when you are looking after you, do something that's going to make you feel good, not something that's going to make you feel shit. And you don't always realize in the moment that it will make you feel shit because it's just become habit. It's that self-sabotaging habit that you don't even know what you're doing in the moment because you're just numb to it. You're just looking for some way to make you feel good in that moment because you haven't had the time or the money or the energy to do anything else. But when you catch yourself out doing something that you know is a self-sabotaging habit, call yourself out on it. Go, whoa, hold up. What am I doing? Well, let's maybe not do this tonight. Let's skip that wine tonight. Well, let's maybe get up and go for a walk in the morning. Find a way to replace those self-sabotaging habits with healthier habits to make you a healthier, happier person. And when you start removing these self-sabotaging habits that may have been costing you a fair bit of money, put that money that you were spending on these habits towards something healthier, like a gym membership, a new bike, running shoes, gym clothes, a smartwatch that can track your steps, anything at all that can go towards creating a healthier habit and get out of that toxic habit and that self-sabotaging habit of just sitting down and having a drink every night or just sitting down doing online shopping every night, not realizing how much you're spending, but it all adds up and then the bills come in and then you feel shit. So as a single parent, it's extremely important to look after you because like I said, no one else is doing it. No one else is holding your hand to help you feel better. It's all up to you. Ball's in your court. So start finding ways to make you feel good in a healthier way. And that's all I wanted to share today. I want you all to feel good, but not for a short period. Not that little short burst of feel good that you get from those self-sabotaging habits. A feel good habit that will make you feel good for a long period of time. And that's it from me today. Just a nice short one. So thank you all. I hope you got something good out of this little fun episode. And please don't forget, if you have any questions, if you want to share anything, if you want to hear a specific topic or anything at all spoken about, please message me. I love hearing from you guys. My website, my email, my Instagram, they're all open. Shoot me a message and I guarantee I'll respond to you. So thank you all for listening. And as I always say, I hope you got something from this. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplusone.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.